Hello everyone, welcome to the Contemporary Composer channel. My name is Lucas, and in this first video we'll take a look at the basic elements we'll be using for our composition process. To help us in this process, we'll be using two VSTs, Contact and BRSO. Contact will be our main plugin. We'll load our libraries which contain the samples and the general interface we'll be using to control those samples. BRSO is a plugin I found while looking for easier ways to manage articulation switching in FL Studio. It's an amazing plugin that makes our lives a lot easier when composing. You can use the library of your choice. Most concepts we'll learn here are totally transposable to other libraries. Of course, you have to adjust some parameters for specific characteristics of the library. But with this introduction out of the way, let's take a quick look on how to set up Contact and BRSO. So to begin, we'll open an empty project in FL Studio. And to just clarify, I'll assume that you already have some knowledge on how to use FL Studio and the techniques involved in using the playlist and the piano roll and etc. And we'll just focus on the classical and orchestral music composition in FL Studio. So just to get it out of the way, we open Contact. And in Contact, we'll just load a library just to have something. And we'll wait for it to load. And now we're going to go to the wrapper settings and we're going to put input port 0. So we can send MIDI signals from outside Contact to Contact. And we'll use BRSO Articulate for it. BRSO Articulate is a plugin made by Blake Robinson. I'll leave a link for his website where you can download it, and there are some articles and some tutorials there. A very interesting channel. So here we have port 0, which corresponds to the input port. In this case, here is an output port. And here's the channel, which corresponds to the MIDI channel. In Contact, we can select multiple, up to 16 MIDI channels. So as we add more instruments, more libraries, it goes MIDI channel 1, and then the next one is going to be MIDI channel 2. And therefore, if we have two instruments, for example, we can control the second one by changing the MIDI channel. So now this BRSO Articulate controls the second instrument and so on. It's a very, very good plugin. And as we will see, it makes our life way easier. I'll just name it and change the color because I hate the red one. We can just select a random color, right? So, okay, green is fine. Over here, we can see that we already have some controllers. We have the dynamics, which are very important. We have expression, we have breath, we have speed, vibrato, hold, which is the pedal. And here we have some configurations which are useful. This one specifically we'll use a lot, and we'll see why this is important. So to start, one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to assign to new instrument track. This will create a violin channel in the first track in this case because we don't have anything on the playlist, but it's going to create a channel for our BRSO in which we can access it from the playlist without having to come in the channel rec. So here we can double click and it will open BRSO, and here we can create automation clips from BRSO. Okay, great. We have the automations. So now we're going to go to the other tab of BRSO, and here we can find the articulation panel. In the articulation panel, I think it's the most useful feature of this plugin, in which we can assign different values to the key switch. And as we can see, if we open Contact and we go to the Cinematic Studio Strings, we can see that different notes activate different key switches and activate different articulations. So we're going to use it, and I have already done it here, so I don't have to spend the time filling it up. But it would be something like this. We would have like C0, right? I already named, and the plugin has a thing that if you type legato, it detects that it's legato and it puts the right icon. For tremolo as well, but for trills it doesn't, and for harmonic it didn't, but staccato it worked. And this one is marcato, actually. Sorry, I'm messing up things here. Marcato. And this is the pizzicato. So in this case, we're going to see how this is a little bit wrong, because if we come here, we see that the staccato key switch has another subdivision in which the mod wheel controls the staccato articulation you're using. So we'll see how we manage that, because it's specific for this library. So we're just going to understand that this is how it works. We say, well, C0, key switch 24, or you click and drag to the note you want, but it's good for you to know this is 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. That's how it works. You define the key switch, and now it works. And if we come to the piano roll and we click here, color group / MIDI channel, we see that we have different options over here. So if I click on staccato, right, and I put, let's see, this, you see that what is playing is the articulation of this forzando, because of the thing that I said, that there are different subdivisions. Now, if we come here and we select, let's say, tremolo, and we play it, we'll hear it's playing tremolo. So this is a very useful plugin, VST, to manage and to support you in composing for orchestra, and using libraries in Kontakt is a very, very, very good plugin. It really assists you with the articulations, and you are able to change articulation seamlessly, and that's a huge advantage. So with this, I think that we can end this episode over here. We learned how to load and set up and understand the graphic user interface and how to navigate through the things that we're going to use. We'll see other things. We'll see how to connect each instrument to a different output on Kontakt, so we can mix them separately and etc. So stay tuned for the next video. The next video we're going to start talking about how do we translate the musical dynamics into the automation form that the dynamics have on FL Studio. So next episode we're going to start looking at that, and we're going to start understanding how to analyze and how to visualize and hear in our heads the right, not the right, but a good dynamic curve and automation. So you're going to check it out next time. So subscribe, like, comment, and yeah, that's it. See you next time.